So hello and welcome to another episode of Old Bloke Gaming. Today I am going to be talking about sweating again. It's been a while since I've talked about sweating and some things have changed. For I mean for the worse, I'll be honest. So there used to be a couple of streamers that you could basically watch their stream, get channel points, and exchange channel points and sweat for PED. And this allowed those streamers to basically buy the sweat at a pretty high rate. And it really helped new players getting kick-started in the game. That is no longer possible. So unfortunately, you cannot do that anymore. Um, so I'm going to talk about a few things. I'm going to talk about where to get sweat, what sweating is, and I'm going to talk to you about this Entropia Go. Um, so basically, I will talk about that a little bit, and then we will finish for the time. So, firstly, where do you sweat? Now, you can sweat anywhere, any animal, um, any creature who, basically any creature that you can kill, you can sweat. So what you want to be doing is you don't want to be wearing armor for a start, but what you want to be doing is you want to be equipping your VSE Mark 1. So this VSE Mark 1 is a device that will allow you to suck sweat from creatures, and then you'll be able to store it and sell it. So what you want to do is you want to run up to a creature, you want to point in its general direction, you want to press F, and you will start sweating the creature. So what will happen is it'll go blur, 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 and eventually, if it doesn't kill you first, you will suck sweat out of it. Now, if the creature hits you, you will take damage and you will lose concentration and you will not get any sweat. But as you can see, I just got a little bit of sweat there. I got 2. I just got another 4. What? And as you can see, it takes time to do this. And my sweating skill is not particularly high. It's not particularly low either. So if I go to sweating in here, next one is it? Sweat gatherer. So I'm at 1,100. That's not very high, but it's not super low either. But I still haven't actually gotten any more. So far I've gotten 6, and a lot of the reason for this is because I keep getting interrupted. All right, so that's another one. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, so if you want to just get, you see concentration lost. If you want to gather sweat, the best way to gather sweat is with friends or in a sweat circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm just going to kill this. Put a gun on. Boom. Right. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to a place which is called a sweat circle. So the closest and easiest to get to sweat circle from here, there's a couple. And one, so we're in Icarus right now. One is in Boreas, which is, I think, here. Yep. So it's on the main island. It is a bit of a run. And I don't know which of these you get to start off with. I don't think you get Athena. You might get Scylla. But anyway, there's those ones. And then the other place which is pretty good is Royal Club, which is all the way down on this island down here between these. And you can run there from New Oxford. So when you originally start, you won't actually have New Oxford TP. But if you go to Port Atlantis, and you talk to the teleport operator, she or he will give you the New Oxford teleport. Now, the other thing you can do, so this teleport engineer here, if you talk to this teleporter technician, she will give you New Oxford, Cape Corinth, Half Moon, and Atlantis Star Archipelago. So, worth just coming and picking those ones up. Now, what you're going to want to do is probably hitch a ride from somebody down to Boreas. If you go to Boreas, we'll go there first. If you come down to Boreas, what you will see is they are sweating the Kerberos, I think they're called. Let's just go outside here. So if we go out of here, you will find, yeah, Kerberos. You will find a bunch of people basically standing around sweating the Kerberos. Now, why do you do it in a big group? So the main reason you do it in a big group is, as you can see, this Kerberos is not holding aggro, it's bouncing around. Now, if you're doing it on your own, you're going to be the full focus of the attack of the beast. And every time it hits you, you'll lose concentration. So what you want to be doing is you want to be sweating in a group like this, targeting the creature, and occasionally you will get hit, but for the rest of the time you will be pulling sweat. Okay, so let me just pull this up here. So you can see I've just got 2. In all that time I was doing the other one, I only got 8 sweat. Theoretically now it should start coming through faster because I'm not getting interrupted because there's a bunch of other players. Now it does mean the creature loses the sweat faster, but the creature has as much sweat as it has hit points. So typically what you'll find is they'll be sweating things with a lot of hit points, which is why the Kerberos doesn't hit very hard and it has a lot of hit points. So once it's dry, somebody will kill it, somebody will pull another, but you can see how it's much quicker to actually start collecting sweat. Now you cannot acquire any more. Somebody kills it, somebody goes pulls a new one, and the whole process starts again. Now, as you can see, not the most exciting activity in the world, but it is the kind of activity you can do whilst you're watching TV, basically whilst you're doing other things. And Entropia is kind of a longer term game like that where you're going to be doing different things. The next place is Royal Club. So what you want to do is you want to get this. Again, you can run there from New Oxford this way, or you can get your mentor to fly you down there. And what you're going to do is you're going to get to the teleporter here. Then you're going to run up this big hill. You can already see a big blob of green up here. So if we run up here, you will find a bunch of people sweating. And it's a pretty big circle. Let me just put my run speed on. So yeah, it's a pretty big circle up here. I need to get a better run speed. So we'll run up here. And as you can see, they're actually sweating level 25 mobs here. Now again, these mobs, lots of hit points. They hit reasonably hard, but as you can see, there's a big group of people here. And so this thing is bouncing around constantly. Whoops, I hit it, accident. So there's a big group of people here, and so it will bounce around constantly. It will eventually, if you take a couple of hits, you will die, but then you just respawn down here and run back up and start sweating again. I don't recommend you wear armor because you're here just purely to gain ped, so if you die, it really doesn't matter. You don't lose anything. Okay, so this is the other sweating point. So now, once you've gathered your sweat, what are we going to do with it? Now, as I already mentioned, basically sweat's value is somewhere around 1.5 I want to say 1.2 to 1.5 per 1k of sweat. Now, 1k of sweat is probably going to take you an hour to an hour and a half of sweating. So 1.5 ped for an hour and a half. 1.5 ped is what, $1.50. That's not even covering really your electricity. I mean, it probably is, but anyway. So is it worth it? I mean, if you're just hanging around, chatting to people, learning about the game, socializing, then sure, why not? Do it. If you are really playing this game to make money with nothing, I mean, trading's really it. You shouldn't be worrying too much about sweating, but sweating will give you a little bit of money to get you kicked off and started. So now you've got to sell it. You can sell in the Cali Trade channel. You basically, that's the best way to try and sell. You can sell to other players in the sweat circle. You can talk to people and see if they're interested in buying from you. Maybe you sell to them at 1.3 or 1.35 and then they go away and try and sell it at 1.5. Or you do the other way around. You buy from people at 1.35 and then you go and try and sell it for 1.5. But anyway, what we're doing here is, so there was this queue of people earlier. They're all coming to speak to Luke here. And Luke is the person who runs this website. So this website is Entropia Go. You need to come here. So entropiago.com. I will leave the link in the description. You need to sign yourself in, and then what you do is you come to the sweat event, and what you need to do is register for the event each day. I believe the registration opens 2 hours before the event, and you need to sign up quick so you're one of the 35 that gets to do it. And then make sure you read the rules. You can so 5 ped for 3k, 1.65 per 1k. So yeah, get yourself in here and sell here. As I said, it's a pretty good price. It's above the market rate, and I believe Luke is kind of trying to provide a service for new players to give back. So don't abuse it. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing this because I buy and sell sweat all the time, so it's just not worth my. It's not a good. Well, it's not ethical to do it because Luke's trying to help new players. So anyway. But if you're a new player and you're doing some sweating and you're looking for a way to get rid of some sweat and you're looking for a way to do it, you can sign up to Entropia Go. You can do it on I believe it's an almost daily basis that he does this. And yeah, you will make a bit more than you would if you were trying to sell on the open market. So that's sweating. I've talked about where to sweat. I've talked about Entropia Go. As I said, there used to be streamers that would do a better deal, but honestly, these days, those streamers aren't available anymore for those transactions. So, yeah, it's a shame, but you're not going to be able to get, as high as you used to through these guys. So this is Luke. Looks super cool in his nice shiny jacket. He looks super cool in his nice shiny jacket and shades. Anyway, I am going to call it there. Thank you for watching. Again, this is a replacement video for a bunch of sweating videos that I've done over the last year. Needed to update it. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any videos you want me to be making for you, please let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you're not, and I will see you in another video soon. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good evening. Bye bye.